with Jacky Haworth again, and Jacky is a psychic reader, and she's going to give us an example of how she does her work. You want to give us a quick explanation of what you do before you actually do the reading?
Yeah, sure. A lot of psychics are tuning in all of the time. I don't tune in all of the time. I believe that it's a thing that you ask permission for. So when somebody comes to me for a reading, the first thing I get them to do normally is to choose an angel card. Angel cards are really light. The energy of the angel card is really, really light. So it means that they're going to feel really comfortable with the message that they get from the angel card or from the word that they chose on the card. So that normally is sitting there first. And then I use my rose quartz crystal. And Cameron, you're going to be my receiver. So just on the table like this with both hands. Cool. And I just put my hand over the top like this to do a message, find a message. Once I get the message, then I'll deal the cards out. I'll shuffle them, you'll shuffle them, and then I'll deal them out on the table.
What we're going to do is a 5 or 10 minute quick reading.
Yes.
How long does it normally take?
Oh, at least an hour.
Oh, well, just give us
At least an hour.
a preview.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, you ready to go? Divine Spirit, I ask the gift of healing and clairvoyance for Cameron. I ask that only the highest come forward, and in love and light, I thank you. First up, Cameron, amazing energy comes straight in as soon as you allow me to connect, as soon as you give me permission to come into your energy field, if you like. What I'm feeling is almost like a tremor. It's like a tremor like this that's actually coming through your energy field. So it's almost as though you're plugged in at the mains, but very gently, very softly. And what I'm feeling is that the energy gets so far and then it's very slightly blocked. It's not actually feeding right through out of your fingers, but it's there, it's close.
Oh, that's exciting.
So it's like the energy, it's almost like, imagine there's a Reiki meditation I do, and it's like Edward Scissorhands, where you extend the fingers out, you know. It's like the energy's getting to here, it's not quite coming through your body and flowing out.
So that's kind of, oh, that's good, but we're almost there. I think it's like a little red engine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you want to describe it that way, yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Also,
no, it's all right. Your feedback is fantastic. The symbol that I see for you really, really clearly is the symbol of the religious cross. So it's the long and then the shorter cross. It's not an equal-sided cross. It's a full-on cross.
The old-fashioned style.
But the downside of what I feel around that, or the challenging side for you, is that it's about crucifixion. Okay, so it does mean that in a certain way, what's coming for you is to extend the energy right through. You are going to be metaphysically crucified. Okay, it's not a bad thing. It's a positive thing. The cards, normally if I'm doing a 1 hour reading, the cards would be very clear about exactly what I'm talking about. But if you like, what I am talking about is that your tests in your life so far have been physical tests, mental tests.
Absolutely.
The tests,
I don't need any more tests.
The tests to come are the spiritual tests.
Oh, okay.
Okay, very different, because now you're starting to be a lot more open and learning to receive the energy that's coming in for you, starting to get a bit of enlightenment happening for yourself rather than going to others for it. You know, starting to actually feel it within yourself.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and what's happening for you now is that the test for you is going to really take you into your trust, take you into your faith, take you into having to totally and completely believe in yourself. I know that one of your things at the moment is that you worry about, I need to spend more time on my own, I need to spend more time on my own. It's actually more time within, not more time alone.
Okay.
So even that jump in the ocean, that might be 10 minutes of you on your own, it's can you go within while you're in that place and get completely out of your mind so that you're in a space where you can tune into
it. Andrew, funny that you say that, because like I said, I went to Byron the other morning and I sat, I'd done a job and I sat and watched the sun come up, and it was the most blissful feeling that I've had for ages, but I kind of just really chilled out.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the cards has fallen on the floor, so I always have a look at it. I don't know if you can see that card, it's not a very big screen, but it's the 6 of Swords, and what it's talking about is the turbulence of the past, okay? Be very, very careful that you're not carrying it with you, and I think we actually alluded to that earlier today.
We did. You gave me another rocket over that.
Be very careful about not carrying it with you, because you are moving into the smoother water, and although you feel that it's still a little tumultuous, you're really starting to smooth out the energy now. That's emotional energy. It's like emotional turbulence. The pain that you're holding in emotionally needs to be expressed. What comes is the smooth ride afterwards,
right.
okay, which is a beautiful feeling. So I'll keep the momentum going here. I've already said a prayer, haven't I?
You did.
Okay, so you shuffle those.
What about me rock?
You can put it down, or
Oh,
you can hang on to it afterwards. It doesn't matter. I love crystals. I teach crystal healing in every course that I do. When I do my psychic development, we work with crystals as well as working with master guides and master energies. When we're working, do you want to cut them? Whatever you want to do with them is absolutely fine.
That'll do.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
And when I'm teaching with Reiki, I'm also always teaching crystal healing.
You always use cards?
No, I don't. When I work in another place where I work, I just do what's called soul path readings, where I'm just tuning into soul energy. But these are my toys. I love tarot. And when somebody's coming to you and they're nervous about what's coming up, or they've never had a reading before, if they've got something to look at and tune into themselves, it makes it much easier for them. Okay. The interesting thing here is just before we started reading earlier, this card actually fell on the floor before we'd even started filming or anything, and I went, oh, because it's the sun and it's like the happy ever after card, so it's like, way,
thank God.
But it's upside down, okay, so it's what we call reversed, which is important at this moment in time. I just mentioned to you about letting go of what's happened in the past. Mm-hmm. Okay, not carrying the burdens of the past into the smoother waters that you're walking into. Mm-hmm. The very next card is saying exactly the same thing to you. The Five of Cups is letting go of whatever's happened before. Don't cry over the spilt milk. Don't cry over what didn't happen. Don't get upset about what's in the past, because you can't change it. Your life, and we've talked about this today as well, is about you stepping into this moment right here, right now. The opportunities that are coming up for you, there's a choice in relationship, there's going to be a choice of two people coming up for you, and I'd say you're looking at around 5 months down the track that it's like, you know, a nice choice, not a hard choice, okay? Wouldn't you all like to have that choice? The Wheel of Fortune is, in a sense, it's like the onion. You're peeling away layer by layer by layer, but the patterns and the conditioning from your past have been very deeply cemented and rooted in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
that's what's starting to shift, but there's an element of fear with that, because you're coming into unknown territory, and so there's an element of, I'm feeling, you know, I'm feeling if I step out of that comfort zone, which it wasn't comfortable anyway, but if I'm stepping out of it, that's going to start to create a real shake-up for me. That's a part of that crucifixion energy that I'm talking about, where, in a sense, a part of you has to be sacrificed. It has to be let go of. And that can be sometimes a painful process.
Well, like the old slipper, it's had it, but it should go to the tip.
Yeah, but you can't choose which bit, and you can't choose which slipper.
How do you get rid of it then?
Because you'll be shown
by
the teacher that's coming into your life, or that possibly is in your life already, okay? What I'm seeing is, it's interesting because you commented earlier, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this.
Bring it on.
Is like, oh,
we've been talking all day, all afternoon.
Obsessive compulsive, or, you know, that sort of energy, okay? The shift is learning to exist between the two polarities. Because what you've done in the past is you've gone from that polarity to that polarity, up and down, round and round, backwards and forwards, in and out, you know, all that sort of thing. And it's like allowing, oh, this is interesting, allowing the energy to be both at the same time. So allowing your spiritual and your physical to reside side by side at the same time. It's not about losing what was your physical, it's about learning to integrate and bring together the two aspects. And then it allows you to be able to expand into the polarities more fully, if you like. What it's showing here is that it's almost like, you know, it's like you're in a spiral at the moment, and you're spinning, 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 spinning. And what's actually happening is when the spinning stops, the being on your own, the being at peace with yourself, is just going to be a natural process. It's not going to be something that you're going to have to work towards and you're going to have to aspire to. It's just going to evolve.
Because I see it as work at the moment. I see it as work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the mind and the old conditioning still running the show, because it's like spirituality doesn't have to be worked at. It becomes an integrated aspect of who we are when we get everything else out of the way and allow that to be the process. Okay. And the biggest obstacle that stands in the way of that at the moment is that you're juggling finances, that you're juggling with the material world, if you like. Okay.
Well, the tail's wagging the dog at the moment. You know, not the dog wagging the tail.
Okay, but money's just energy.
Yeah.
It's just energy, and so the more you want it, the harder it is. You know, it's like it's an acceptance that yes, I've got to play a juggling act at the moment to balance the books and to make things work for me. But again, we're learning to be in the moment. So if you're managing to be in the moment with that, rather than trying to predict where you can be going, the money is then allowed to flow. Okay, so it's like, what I'm seeing from this is that there's an amazing transformational spiritual process happening. Interesting, I mentioned butterflies before because, like, not on camera, but in my stomach, because I'm very humble when I come to do this work. I always think, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But
you're doing pretty good.
But the transformation that's happening for you is that you just got to get out of the way and allow the process, not go and make the process happen, which is what you've always had to do in the past.
Yes, yes. I'm very naughty.
That's going to be the crucifixion.
Yes.
That's going to be the hard part. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, give me
Might as well.
one. Oh, okay. If I didn't know you, I'd say that you'd been a man of wealth. That you'd been a man that had, in a sense, sat on the throne, felt like the king. Okay.
I had a good business, yes.
Okay. I
you do know that.
Sorry,
that's right.
Well, I didn't know you when you were in that situation, but like what's happening here is that it's saying that, in a sense, the marriage that you've had, the connection that you've had, the celebration that you've had, it's like it's hit a wall in a sense. But the old Cameron was the King of Pentacles, the material plane. It was all about the money and the things and the stuff and what I can give to people and what I can do. It didn't mean you didn't have a good heart, but it's like all the stuff I can give and I can do. So if I was a big sharer. If I had 100 in my pocket, I'd spend it on everyone. You know what I mean? But it was still material.
Yes.
When really, the people that really mattered, 100 of your minutes would have been worth so much more than 100 of your dollars.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So that's the energy. If I was going to be doing some work with you and workshops with you and things like that, I would be working with really getting you to open to who you are, to start to really love that part of you that has nothing. That part of you that feels at the moment maybe a bit like an empty shell, because it feels like it doesn't have anything to give, you know? And I would be working with you on feeling that, but with your own energy and with your own stuff. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, go on. It's 15. We can cut it short anyway from the...
Okay. All right.
Another 5.
All right.
So this normally goes for an hour.
Yeah.
I didn't time
But normally I'd put all the cards on the table before we start, and then I just turn them over as we go.
Oh, all right.
So normally there's 22 cards on the table. Okay. The past, again, it's like, you know, the cards tend to just keep reiterating the same messages a lot of the time, and it's like dwelling on the past, looking back at the past, what didn't work, what I didn't do, what wasn't.
You gave me a rocket about that today too, wasn't it?
But that's where your head keeps going.
It does.
It
keeps
does.
Going
back into the past. Okay.
Yes.
So it's almost as though you're imagining yourself as a newborn. Okay. You've got a younger child, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's a little bit of a struggle going on there at the moment. It's like he has got a tough decision to make. And I would imagine that he's a little bit like you. He's going to ask 53 people before he's actually going to make the decision.
Yes.
And definitely he's going to ask you.
Yes.
Okay? So the way that you empower him is that you will say to him, listen, I think I know what I would do in that situation, but I really, really want to know, you know, what would you do?
Okay.
To empower him to actually begin to think it through for himself, because he's a little bit like you. I haven't met him, but he's a little bit like you. He's a people pleaser.
Yes.
And he just wants to do the right thing by everybody, and it's impossible. It's impossible. So for him, there's a decision coming up.
Right.
Okay, if it's not already in the bag already at the moment.
Right.
And it's like, I want you, because he'll want your advice, to empower him.
To
make the decision. To make the decision for him. Again, it'll be about something from his past that is, in a sense, barring him from stepping fully into his future because of the doubt.
Can't discuss it, but I know what it is.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad it's on the money. All right. Oh,
she's on the money. You're on the money. You're on the money.
Okay.
Or lack of money, but.
Okay. Well, lack of money. You say it as I turn over the Four of Pentacles, which is, I don't know if you can see that card. There's four coins on there, and they're blocking the chakras. They're blocking the energy of the chakras because they're underneath the foot chakras, in front of the heart chakra, on top of the crown chakra.
Yeah.
That's what worrying about finances and being in lack does for our energy. It actually blocks every energy center, not just from the point of view of allowing abundance to come into our lives, but in terms of love, health, happiness, everything, okay? Because it's like it's a lockdown.
And really, going back to you saying about mentoring and that, you can find that that's really lifestyle choices, isn't it? The choices, you're helping with choices that I'm making, or bad choices, or poor choices that
absolutely. I'm making. There's a place where I work, and most of the people I read for would be multimillionaires. They have exactly the same money issues as somebody who can't pay the rent on Friday. But they have more fear.
It's all proportionate.
Because
there's more to lose.
Because there's more to lose, yeah, absolutely. So this is, if you like, it's actually where you've come from. It's a place that you've been in probably for quite a long time, long before you hit any financial circumstances where you are at the moment. This has been a mindset, and you have created, in a sense, your worst nightmare. From that position, from that lack, or that feeling of if ever I get there, or if I don't do this, or if I don't keep putting in the hours, or whatever it is. And like I said to you before, money is just energy. So if you get out of the way, it allows the money to flow. For you, it's not so much about physically getting out of the way, it's mentally getting out of the way. Because although you're saying I'm not worried about it, underneath you're shitting yourself. Sorry, you're shitting yourself.
Anyway.
Like, that's the way that it is, okay? There's a
I am.
There is a hesitation for you around where to go next from a financial point of view.
Absolutely.
So put everything that you don't have and everything that you do into a beautiful golden basket and just say, hey guys, I'm not sure what to do right now. Can I give it to you? Will you sort it out for me and send it back to me? And I promise that I will listen to the universal energy. I will listen to the forces that come in and tell me what the next step is and where I go from here, and open up to whatever's in my heart. And actually you were expounding a great theory earlier today, and the one about the real.
Oh yeah.
The authentic. So a sense of hesitation at the moment. Okay, that's really all that the Knight of Wands talks about. This is really talking about teenager type energy. It's adolescent energy, where you're at the moment.
I do. I feel really childish at the moment, like Home Alone. You know that movie Home Alone?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of naughtiness there, but also there's a bit of hesitation. It's like suddenly, from being a person who was pretty sure about where you were going, what you were doing, and what your life was unfolding to be, it's now you're in a place of great uncertainty.
Absolutely.
What a beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
Because there's no script. Yeah. There's no script, so it's a beautiful place to be. And, from a financial point of view, the good news is that it's not changing anytime soon. It's meant to be at a standstill at the moment, because it is teaching you humility.
I bought a bath mat the other weekend and I almost cried because I was so excited from Target. How sad's that? I got so excited. So I have been humbled, trust me.
Okay, I'm going to finish on these last three because this otherwise is going to be way too long. You've put in a lot of hard work.
Absolutely.
For where you're at right now, okay? Money has been quite a big focus in your life, or being able to create the lifestyle that you believe people around you should be having, that sort of thing. What I'm seeing here is the hard work will pay off, but there's patience needing to be the greatest virtue at this moment in time. I'm not talking about anything specific here because I'm just giving you a more general picture. Mm-hmm. Okay, something, if you like, food for thought. And when you listen to it at other times, it'll be like, oh yeah, I know what she's on about there, I know what she's on about there, you know, so that you're getting a feel of it. But the transformation, again, that word coming in around the butterflies and everything else, the transformation is incredible. It's massive. It's huge. As I feel it.
You're not just saying that to make me happy now.
Have you seen the card?
No.
It's very black and it's very dark and it can be very painful.
Oh.
Because it's the tower. It's the transformation. It's whatever has not been authentic in your life has to go.
Absolutely.
And you've told the universe that's what's going to be. And so whether you like it or not, that's what's happening. And that's the change. It's not even as though it's of your own making anymore. You've been putting it out there for long enough. Now, you really have got to walk the talk. But do you know where you're walking into? You're walking into love.
Oh.
God-given love and happiness.
What's that card?
The Ace of Cups.
So that's a nice card, isn't it?
God-given love and happiness. And because it's an ace, it's like a beginning. You're stepping into a new beginning where love is concerned. You may feel that you loved before. Nothing
so
like the love.
So are we talking human love or are we talking the love of God? Because
Do you mean it's separate?
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're a spark of God.
Okay.
Love is love. And this opportunity is for love without condition.
Okay.
So that is not love that you've ever experienced before.
No. No.
And I think that's a beautiful place to finish.
I think it's nice to finish with a happy ending, if I may.
There is a happy ending,
happy
don't worry.
ending.
There is a happy ending.
All right, well, thank you, Jacky. So, again, Jacky does know me to a certain degree, so, but again, you've pegged me on a lot of things that you don't know about as well. I'm going to put a link to your website under this. So if you want to, you do private readings from home?
I do, yes.
So we'll put a website and her contact details and come and see Jacky. It was really good. Congratulations.
Thanks, Cameron.
Bye-bye.